This is Jeff Vaught here. Welcome again to our course on how to increase prices and keep the customer. Today we're up to video number 4, looking at the third step in how to increase prices and make the money stick. Step 3, know what the buyer is buying. Just to refresh, the 7 steps to success are: number 1, accept yourself. Number 2, know what you are actually selling. Number 3, know what the buyer is buying. Number 4, know the numbers. Number 5, increase the price. Number 6, doing the deed, telling the customer. And number 7, making the cash stick. So let's start right on and know what the buyer is buying. You might say, this is an odd question. What is the buyer buying? Surely the buyer is buying what we are selling. Well, actually, no, that's not quite true. It's the classic case of seeing the world from the buyer's point of view. To me, this is one of the biggest aspects or keys to achieving better prices. Putting yourself in the customer's position and understanding what it is that they want with your product. You saw it with my dealings with Sam, where I sat down and understood what he wanted in terms of the speech. The 2 critical questions are: what do people buy from you? And number 2, how do they use what they're buying from you? Let's repeat those 2 critical questions. What do they buy from you? And how do they use what they buy from you? So why do people buy from you? Well, here is some research done on why people deal with particular providers. First one is confidence. Big deal. They have to have confidence in you and your products. The second reason is quality. You provide a quality product. The third is service, the level of service that you provide. Number 4, the range of products that you provide. And finally, price. The interesting thing here is that price is right down the list. And yet, when we don't understand pricing properly, we tend to think as price as being the biggest issue. But the reality is that it's not the case at all. So let's just go back through it again. The reason people buy from you are confidence, quality, service, range, and then price. If you think about it, the first 4 steps all relate to how you deal with the customer. And that's about good relationships, reliability, satisfaction, about how you run the business and how you deliver. In other words, the first 4 points can be summarized in the concept of it is the experience of dealing with you that matters. Let's look at the difference between a price buyer and a value buyer. A price buyer looks at cost. Cost is the biggest individual factor to them. They have little interest in after-sales service. They want to buy the product, do the deal, and move on. They are not loyal to the store or the supplier. It is a case-by-case decision to buy and move on. And they don't accept the value argument. So it's price, 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 and price. And they tend to shop around. On the other hand, value buyers appreciate the quality, image, status, reliability, dependability of your products. They appreciate those matters. They do want after-sales support, for example, coming back with warranty claims or after-sales support, whatever it might be that you offer. They want full service contracts, again the warranty and the after-sales service. To them, price is secondary. It's interesting to go back and compare value buyers to price buyers. In our very first video we talked about the fact that typically only 1 person in 7 is a price buyer naturally. The issue is that the other 6 out of 7 people are value buyers, but if we do not give them any reason or any basis to compare value, then all they can do is look at price. And that is a big, big issue. You need to give buyers a reason to buy from you, a reason why your price becomes secondary, and it's all those other issues that we've listed out there. I started this video by suggesting that what the buyer is buying is not necessarily what we are selling. Let's look at that in a bit more detail with the humble drill bit. Now a customer comes into your store, slaps down the drill bit on the counter and says, "Can I buy that?" You, being somewhat curious, say, "Well, welcome to my store. That is indeed a very fine drill bit. Do you mind me asking why you're buying this drill bit?" And the customer proceeds to tell you his story. Turns out that he's just recently qualified from Harvard University. He's got a law degree, and he wants to put a certificate on the wall. Needs to drill a hole in the wall so that they can put the certificate on the wall. And you might say, well, why is that important? Well, what happens is that when the client comes in and talks to the lawyer, they will see on this wall the fact that this person has been to Harvard University. They're going to expect a somewhat higher bill than might otherwise be the case. And you think about this for a moment, you say, well, sir, have you thought about this? It's a big risk drilling into an electric cable or something. So what we can do, we have some experts who can come and put the hole in the wall for you so that you can hang up your certificate. And while we're at it, we have a special deal with the framing business down the road, and we can get your certificate framed so it's all ready to go, and we can have the tradesman put it up. And actually, come to think of it even more, what we can do, we have a deal with the photocopy shop down the road as well, and we can get you a high quality photocopy of your degree, get them framed, and so you can put a second copy up in your office at home. So that when your kids come in and see you at night and they see your certificate proudly displayed on the wall, they say, wow, our dad's famous, he's got a degree from Harvard University. Now the issue is that we started with a drill bit costing maybe $3.50, and we may have turned it into a sale of $350. But the point about this is not whether or not we made that extra sale, which is upselling as you may have seen, but the fact that the client did not want a drill. They wanted the drill to drill the hole, put the hook in to hang the certificate on the wall to get all the benefits we talked about. See, the drill was only the mechanism to get the hole. And we need to bear that in mind with a lot of things that we sell, that it's not necessarily the product that we are selling, it's the end result that comes from it. And we heard that from Darren in a previous video as well. While we're talking about value, let me introduce you to a few people that you may be familiar with. A few professionals. The lawyer. You don't go to the lawyer to chit-chat about the latest High Court case. You go with a specific need. I need to get a watertight contract to employ a new CEO, or I need a lawyer to do a particular job. Point is that when you go and see this lawyer, you are expecting that they will use their years of experience to draw up a contract that is relevant to you. How about the accountant? You don't go to your accountant and ask him or her whether they know the latest joke du jour, the latest joke of the day. It simply does not happen. You go to the accountant because you want to buy a business and you want them to make sure that it's profitable and there are no hidden problems, so you get them to do a due diligence, for example. Whatever it is, you're expecting them to use their expertise to apply to the job that you have at hand. And then we have the doctor. Now, you don't go to the doctor and ask about the latest research into cancer. You can go onto the internet and find all the information that you need. Rather, you go with a, say, mole on your hand that looks suspicious and you say, can you use your years of experience and judgment to tell me whether this mole on my hand is a problem or not? And the doctor says, well, I can take it off and get a biopsy done. The fee will be $500. 5 minutes later the operation is finished and you reflect on two things. Firstly, the source of worry has gone, you are going to live, and secondly, the specialist doctor just made several thousands of dollars per hour taking the mole off to get their biopsy done. So if he'd said it was $1,000 for their biopsy, would you have paid? And most likely we would have said yes, because we needed to get the issue dealt with. Now here's the challenge. In each case, these professionals have a value proposition that enable them to charge high fees. We have the expectation from the lawyer, we have the expectation from the accountant, we have the expectation of the doctor. These people charge high fees and we accept it. The question in your business is, what is your value proposition? What are you known for, so that people will willingly pay whatever that fee is to either buy some of your time in a consultation or buy the product that you're selling? See, we need to think about the value proposition that we're offering and what the customer wants. That's it for this little video. The homework now from your workbook, if you go to pages 48 to 61 and answer these key questions. What does the buyer buy from you? It may not be what you think it is. What are the buyers actually buying? What do the buyers value in that transaction? How do the buyers buy? How do buyers buy value? And summary and action points. So thanks for listening. So answer the questions and look out for the next video in a few days. Remember the old saying, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Pick a few points and focus on taking action. Ciao for now.